From Springsbrook Stadium in Conway, South Carolina, this is Sunbelt Baseball. Another conference series is upon us. The month of May begins with a rivalry weekend between the mountains and the beach. It's the series opener as we get set for Appalachian State and number 19, Coastal Carolina. And welcome into the broadcast booth. Sam Wiederhaft with you on ESPN+. Our guy Jamison Grugan down on the first baseline. Jamo, we look at this series, two teams on opposite ends of the spectrum. The Chanticleers have won 3 consecutive Sunbelt series in sweeping fashion. They've won 9 straight conference games. App State has lost 6 consecutive ball games, but head coach Kermit Smith says it may not be as bad as it may seem.
Yeah, Coach Smith said it's not as bad as it seems. They played some really competitive teams, and they've played well. They said against these type of teams, you have to do everything good. For Coach Schnall, he says the vibes are great right now, and they are embracing the pressure that comes at this point in the season.
For more info on tonight's Chanticleer starter, it's Conway's finest, Haley Nitchie.
Thanks, Sam. Now, I had the opportunity to speak with Coastal's ace, Jacob Morrison, who said that he chose to come to Coastal because he wanted to stay on the winning side of baseball, and he has done exactly that. Morrison is 7-0 on the season and number 2 in the Sun Belt in ERA. In his last outing against JMU, he threw 7 innings of work with 5 Ks. He's looking for a similar performance in tonight's game after this break.
Welcome to May Baseball at Springsbrook Stadium in Conway, South Carolina. Coastal Carolina and Appalachian State, the series opener, is moments away. This is the month that can make or break seasons, and Coastal comes in at the top of the Sunbelt standings, 34-11, 17-4 in conference play. The visiting Mountaineers, 21-23, 11-10 in Sunbelt play, and right now riding a 6-game losing streak, trying to get things back on track as we take a look at the App State lineup. And Jamo, right in the middle of the order, the freshman Tyler Lichtenberger has been leading this group all season long, and he's put together a really strong freshman campaign.
Yeah, the freshman from Boca Raton, Florida, ranks among Sunbelt leaders in batting. He's tied 3rd with his average and tied 3rd in hits also with 59. So it's always great when you can plug in a freshman and he's ready to go.
Well, it's going to be a tall order for App State to succeed this evening against the Coastal Carolina ace. Jacob Morrison takes the mound once again this season for his 11th start of the year. Among the best in the conference in ERA, that low 224 mark. He's got 7 wins. That's also second in the conference. Just over 60 innings pitched and 60 strikeouts. That stands at 6th. In the Sunbelt Conference, Jacob Morrison has just been incredible this year and someone that Coastal can really rely on. The Chants are undefeated in the first game of Sunbelt Series.
Yeah, when you have a guy like Morrison on the mound to go into these series, it's huge. You know, he's super consistent this year. His last time out, 7 innings pitched, only 1 earned run, 5 Ks, and that's been the story of him this season. Just you put him out on Friday and good things happen.
Chanticleers are 7-0 in Sunbelt Series opening ball games as we kick off another Sunbelt Series. Coastal and App State, the Chants have swept their last 3 Sunbelt 3-game weekend series. They've won 9 consecutive conference games, their longest conference winning streak since 2017. It's a beautiful evening for baseball just outside Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. 80 degrees at Springsbrook Stadium. A lot of fans in attendance. Coastal students getting some sick Coastal Pit Vipers prior to today's game. A little bit of wind, but not too much, as we are set to get this one going. 22nd meeting all time between these two teams. Coastal leads the series all time 15-6. So Braxton Church will step in to face Morrison. First one from Mo. Foul tip caught by Bodine. We are underway from Conway. Church comes in batting .265, playing his 45th game of the year, starting his 41st. And watches 2 straight fastballs right down the pipe for Morrison. It's 0-2. Jacob's last start, he went 7 innings in the first game against JMU last weekend. 1 hit, or 3 hits, I should say, 1 earned run. He walked only 1 and struck out 5. 60 strikeouts on the year. He pairs that with only 13 walks. Morrison has lived in the zone for the Chanticleers this season. 2-strike count on Church. Fouled back. Church is a player that's been in this App State program now for 4 seasons. Has been a big leader for this group in his senior year. He's worked a 2-2 count on Morrison. Well, J-Mo, first batter of the game, but App State's going to have to do a lot of this to try and work Morrison as hard as they can. Here comes the 2-2. Up here, 3-2.
Yeah, he's done a good job of working this at bat. After starting down in the count, App State's going to have to look to work counts to get him deep into this game.
So the payoff pitch on Church is popped up left side. Coastal playing a shift way over on the right. That one's going to go foul. And you'll see this throughout the ball game, but Morrison likes to wear that jersey pretty loose. And right now it's almost fully untucked. You have to tuck that thing back in after that pitch. He's a big guy. The redshirt sophomore is 6'8", 245 from Flushing, Michigan. Another foul ball, and Church working a really good AB. The first batter that Morrison faces this evening.
Yeah, and Morrison has challenged him a few times, going fastball in the zone with the full count.
Fastball about 92, 93 from Morrison. Gets up to the mid-90s as well. 3-2. And that one's shot right back up the middle. Wells Sykes moving in. The center fielder can't make the catch, and it's behind him. Extra bases for Church. He'll cruise into second. And the Sun Belt leading team in doubles this year gets one in their first at-bat here tonight.
Yeah, good piece of hitting there. He works the count, fights it off, fights it off, fights it off. Gets the pitch he wants, and he drives it. And that's a good sign for App State to start this weekend off with extra bases.
That's their 91st double this season. The top mark in the Sun Belt, and Braxton Church hits his 13th two-bagger of the year. So an early runner in scoring position off of Jacob Morrison as Joseph Zamora steps in. The first pitch on Zamora is swung on and missed for a strike. Fastball at 93 by Mo.
And Zamora had that home run against Wake, which ended up being their only hit of the game.
That home run came in the first inning on Tuesday. And that was their only hit all the way through. Our pick to click presented by Beach Automotive Group. Zamora brings in a lot of experience with him, batting .325, couple of home runs, 7 doubles, 2 triples, 32 runs batted in. Off speed is fouled away left side by Zamora. That was a 3-2 Wake Forest win on Tuesday over App State. The Demon Deacons threw a one-hitter. Only hit was Zamora's second home run of the year. 2-strike pitch. And now Zamora battling against Morrison. Fastball at 94 he takes out of play. Chanticleers coming off an 8-2 win in the midweek on Tuesday against UNC Greensboro. Another 0-2 pitch by Morrison. Off speed, Zamora fouls it off left side once again. So we're not even 2 batters into this one. Morrison's already at 14 pitches. He's a guy that's traditionally gone long in outings for the Chanticleers this season. And he puts down Zamora. His first strikeout of the ball game, the first out here in the top of the first. He had to work to get it. Goes upstairs with an off-speed pitch, and Zamora waves right through it for strike 3. Our Things That Matter presented by Window World for the Mountaineers. Get on base and play spoiler to the Chanticleer party. They're number 19 in the country and have won 9 straight Sun Belt games. So Coastal's got to keep on trucking and get some more of Mo and what he's done in this really strong campaign. First pitch on Cameron Miller is popped up and fouled away.
Yeah, and Sam, a lot of these foul balls you see are working the counts, and it's not due to anything Morrison's doing wrong. It's just credit to these App State hitters working these counts early.
App State certainly being aggressive, fouling off a ton of pitches. And they come in with the second best average in the entire conference. It's been the biggest highlight for App State this year, has been the lineup. Check swing, appeal over to first base. He did not go around. Our umpires this evening, Eddie Newsom behind the plate, Jack Furlong at first base, and Vic Carell is at third. One. Big swing by Miller. 10 home runs by Cameron Miller this season. He's batting .333 through 37 games. 43 runs batted in for Miller. He's reached base safely in 29 of his last 31 ball games. High and tight. He's been the heartbeat for this Mountaineer lineup. His OPS at 1.195, that's 6th in the conference, and OBP that's also 6th in the Sun Belt. .43 runs batted in, top 5 in the conference. App State trying to get on top early. Second full count in 3 batters for Morrison. Miller takes away, and he walked him. Tried to go slider low and away. Miller doesn't go after it, so it's runners on first and second. Here comes Caden Bodine to talk things over with Morrison in what's been a high-volume pitch first inning.
Yeah, these App State batters are really making it hard on him. He went with the slider there. It looked like it was going to hang in the zone for most of the way. Dipped out last second, but Miller didn't bite, and he's been an on-base machine this season, Sam.
So make that now 30 of his last 32 games he's been on base safely. Number 4 hitter Juan Correa, who is second in the Sun Belt with 49 RBI, will step in to face Morrison. Runners on first and second for App State. It was Church that started off with a double. Zamora struck out, and Miller got on base with a walk. There's the Pit Vipers you see the fans wearing. Chanticleers have packed Springs Brooks to support their number 19 team in the country this weekend. So here's Correa. Comes in batting .311, 13 home runs, leads the team. Tied for 5th in the conference. Foul tip caught by Bodine, a ball and a strike. Shot's also looking for a double play here to get him out of the inning.
Let's go 5-1, come on now.
They've turned 32 this season. Fastball at 93, high and away.
Buddy, that should have been the third one.
App State this year batting .287 as a team. They've scored 328 runs collectively and have 434 hits. That one is taken to Dooley, who makes the catch. Throwback over to first. Coastal doubles him up. It was Barthol makes the catch at second base. A line drive, and the Chanticleers get 2 outs. Inning over. Coastal gets the help from Blake Barthol at second in the 4th spot. A hot shot. A little leap, makes the grab, and Miller away off the bag at first base. No runs for the Mountaineers. Coastal up for the first time when we come back. Coastal gets a big-time double play on a line drive to Barthol at second. Sean's turn 2 to get him out of the top of the first inning. And now we see the Coastal lineup for the first time on Friday evening. Ty Dooley leads it off. Caden Bodine, the premier catcher, batting second. Mitchell up to third. Tazi batting fourth. Alexander in the 5 spot. Then Barthol, Pato, Thorndike, and Sykes. Dean Mijos out of this lineup for the second consecutive game for Coastal. And they'll be facing the top arm for App State in the redshirt senior Caleb Cross, who's put together a really strong season. 64 innings, 23 earned runs. He's walked only 24 with 51 strikeouts and an ERA of .323. That ranks top 10 in the conference this year. He was the pitcher of the week not too long ago for App State. But he's going to have a tough time, JMO, with this red-hot Coastal lineup.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see how he does. His last time out, he went 2 2/3, allowing 6 runs, 5 of them being earned. Did have 6 strikeouts, but when you're coming off of a tough outing and you got to face a lineup like this, it's not easy.
So here comes Ty Dooley to lead things off. He's led Coastal in average this year, batting .325. 39 hits, 8 doubles, 5 home runs for Dooley, 32 runs batted in. For a majority of the year, he's batted in the bottom of the order. And now moves up to the top with Coastal banged up a bit with Mijos out of this lineup. First pitch taken down low for ball 1. And our leadoff batter is our Chanticleer Spotlight, presented by Shade and Shutter Expo. 1-0 pitch by Cross. Big shift on the right side by App State. And he starts him off with a 2-0 count. "12 multi-hit games and had 4 really strong performances in the road trip. 3 games at JMU and 1 at UNC Greensboro on Tuesday. He went 1 for 3 in that Tuesday game. A couple of runs scored, a walk and a strikeout. And he was one of the 4 batters that was hit by a pitch. Now a 3-1 count. Cross 6-2 this year. Those 6 wins are 3rd in the conference. Dooley grounds one against the shift. That one's going to get through into left. Leadoff single for the Shants. Dooley has now reached base safely in 25 consecutive games, and he gets things rolling for this Coastal order.
Yeah, good piece of hitting there by Dooley, just hitting it where the defenders aren't. And Sam, he's really stepped up this year. Last year struggled a little bit at the plate, but he comes back this year. You're able to plug him in anywhere, 1st, 6th, 5th, wherever you need him to put, and he has been productive this season.
Yeah, Dooley has jumped up from a low 200s average a year ago to where he's at this season, as Bodine steps up for his first at-bat. Switch hitting catcher. First pitch in there for a called strike at 89, and that's the fastball you're going to see from Cross throughout tonight's contest. Had surgery about 20 months ago, and head coach Kermit Smith telling me that he was really high velocity before the surgery, as Bodine goes the other way, and that one's going to get through. So back-to-back singles against the Mountaineers shift. Coastal makes them pay for putting all the infielders on the right side.
Yeah, the shift not going their way here early. First 2 batters, lefty, go the opposite way. And now there's an opportunity here for Walker Mitchell with a runner in scoring position.
Well, teams keep shifting on Bodine, and I can't really figure out why, because he's able to go the other way so well. And did it again that time for his 51st hit of the season. Now it's Walker Mitchell with 2 on, nobody out. He shows bunt, pulls it back, it's in for a strike. Coastal trying to get on the board in the opening frame. They are 23-2 when scoring first. Mitchell's put together a really strong sophomore campaign, batting 6 points under 300.
Hey, pitcher.
Shows bunt again. That one's up high on an 89-mile-per-hour fastball. It's a ball and a strike. Well, Cross, after the surgery, had picked up the velocity but wasn't very accurate on the fastball, so he ticked down the velocity just to be able to pitch better, and it's worked out for him. Mitchell gets that one down over to third base. Scooped up, throw to first is wild. Here comes Dooley from third base. Bodine gets over to third. Dooley scores. It's 1-0 Coastal.
Small ball paying off there. You get the errant throw, and Coastal has the lead, and that's got to be a little demoralizing for App State. You put Morrison in that tough spot. You get his pitch count up. You don't get anything out of it, and in the first 3 batters, Coastal has a run.
It was Schwerab over at third with a covering Zamora because Correa had to come in for the bunt. Zamora didn't get there in time. The throw went wild, and Coastal gets on the board in the opening frame. It'll be Dom Tazi coming in. Here's another shot of that. That's a high pitch for Mitchell to catch up to and put down. And you see the throw was high. There's the collision between Mitchell and Zamora. Pretty ugly stuff there over at first base. Luckily, everybody's okay, and Coastal has runners on the corners for Dom Tazi, the freshman DH. First pitch, slider away.
Yeah, Sam, that bunt is really hard to get down. Usually when it's that high and you get contact, it's popped up, but that was a great piece of bunting right there.
6 home runs for Tazi. Off speed is in there for a called strike. Hit 2 home runs in 1 game in the series opener a couple of weeks ago in the Thursday matchup against Marshall. Big swing by Tazi. He's behind 1-2. Tazi was batting in the 3 spot on Tuesday, where Coastal did not have Caden Bodine. And he went 1 for 4 with an RBI and a walk. 2-strike pitch by Cross. Just misses. Fastball at 90. It's 2-2. Well, Coastal certainly grabbed some momentum with that inning-ending line drive double play after Morrison was feeling the heat a little bit in the opening frame. And they've turned that into offense. Still nobody out. Breaking ball that Tazi fights off, and he stays alive. A .286 hitter with runners in scoring position. Tazi has struck out 35 times this year in 113 at-bats. 3 straight singles for Coastal. Good take by the freshman, full count. Cross coming off a 2 2/3 inning outing against a top 25 team in Southern Miss. Gave up 6 runs, 5 earned in that ball game, 2 walks and 5 strikeouts. 3-2, off goes the runner. Tazi swing and a miss, throw down to second base, and here comes Bodine home. He is tagged out. And the inning comes to a close. Well, our home plate umpire, Eddie Newsom, was coming out, and we'll take a look at this replay one more time. Tazi swings and misses. Mitchell over to second base. Bodine trying to come home. The throw by Zamora well in time, but I believe we had a call before that as well. Inning ends. Coastal gets a run. 1-0 to the second. Well, we come back, and App State is back in the field. Still the bottom of the first inning. As you see, Appalachian State head coach Kermit Smith getting an explanation from Eddie Newsom. What we thought was a strikeout and then a batter's interference on Dom Tazi to end that bottom of the first inning has turned into only 1 out. And so it's 2 outs with runners on second and third. Newsom made that call pretty early. It was before the play at the plate even happened. And you see Tazi right in front of Church. And then Bodine coming home didn't even matter. So Tazi strikes out. You get the batter's interference as well. So Mitchell is no longer on second base, and it's Bodine on third. So just a runner on third for Coastal with Sebastian Alexander stepping up to the plate. Coastal doesn't get that stolen base from Mitchell. And there's 2 outs in the bottom half of the first inning. Cross back on the mound, and now here comes Coach Smith once again. Well, there was conversations on both ends. Eddie Newsom was talking to Kevin Schnall when that inning came to a close. The umpires came together and talked things over. And then App State went back on the field. As we try and figure out what's going on. Mitchell is no longer on second base, and here come the umpires once again in what's been a long first inning.
Yeah, pretty eventful here early, Sam. A lot of confusion going on both sides, and some fans growing frustrated on just what happened.
Well, as are we. I would think that it would be 2 outs. So it turns into a dead ball when there's batter interference. So that throw home didn't count. Bodine's on third base. Again, Mitchell is no longer on base. There's 2 outs with Sebastian Alexander. Here comes Cross. He gets set. The first pitch on Alexander is fired in for a first pitch strike. Well, now I thought that Tazi would strike out and then it would turn into a double play with Mitchell being out because of the batter's interference. So that would be 2 outs right there. Here it is 0-2, and that's exactly what happened because we have 2 outs and there were no outs before that. See, I just love explaining things to myself. Now it makes sense.
You're making sense to me, Sam.
Yeah, good. 0-2. Off speed, Alexander rips it the other way. So App State was thinking that was a triple play. That's why they came off. But that throw home didn't matter, and they get 2 outs out of it. 0-2. Just outside the zone on Alexander, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, Sebastian is batting .262 through 36 games. Shares the team lead in home runs with Barthol with 8. 40 runs batted in. Alexander hits one high in the air, right field. Luft coming in, and he will put it away. So now the inning comes to a close. Coastal does score 1 on the RBI bunt single by Walker Mitchell. We head to the second. Shauna clears with an early lead. Welcome back to Springsbrook Stadium on a beautiful Friday evening. We get a little walk through the concourse. Teal Nason has showed up in the first game of the series. Number 19, Coastal Carolina and Appalachian State. Rivalry weekend, the beach versus the mountains. There's the left field Bud Light deck, fans enjoying that. Take a look at what Coastal has going on defensively. Wells Sykes has played a majority in right field this season. He shifts over to center. Blagan Pato gets the start in right field for his 7th start of the season. Same in the infield, Mitchell, Dooley, Barthol, and Thorndike. Bodine behind the plate. And Jacob Morrison got a little roughed up in that first inning. We'll see how he settles in here in the second.
Yeah, they were able to get out of the inning without any runs, which was huge by Barthol, but you know that can take a toll on you going high counts in innings. If he's able to bounce back here with a short pitch count, he can go long.
First pitch, fastball at 92 by Morrison on Tyler Lichtenberger. The freshman who's had a breakout season for App State this year, batting .364. And he lines one the other way. That one's going to drop in for a base hit. So Lichtenberger picks up his 60th hit of the season and continues what's been an extremely impressive first season of collegiate baseball.
Yeah, good start there for App State. When you can get him on consistently and then you have hitters below him, you could do damage.
And Tyler Figueroa steps in. Mountaineer left fielder batting .290. 7 home runs this season, 32 runs batted in. Big hack at the first pitch.
Can't catch up to 85.
Mountaineers certainly have the offense. They've been mining for hits this year. Second in the conference. They now have 136 hits on the year. Big swing and a miss by Figueroa.
Yeah, it's interesting, Sam, that they haven't been able to string together a few more wins. I know the pitching isn't quite on par with the hitting, but when you're hitting as consistently as they are, the wins seem to follow.
Back over to first base. Yeah, I talked to Coach Smith yesterday, and he said, you know, despite the 6-game losing streak, he feels like they're playing pretty good baseball. Had a tough matchup against a top 25 ranked Southern Miss team last weekend. They were swept in that series. And then had to travel to Winston-Salem to play Wake Forest. That one didn't go their way, a 3-2 loss. And it does not get any easier with Coastal Carolina this weekend, another ranked series. As the 1-2 comes in. And he said a performance against Wake Forest where he felt they pitched extremely well. That could be a shot in the arm for this team. And despite it being a loss, can give the Mountaineers some momentum. Small ground ball over to second base. Barthol flipped to Dooley. There's one. Fires over to first. Double play. Oh, they're turning two all over the place. Coastal's second double play already. And it's Barthol, Dooley, back to Thorndike. 2 outs in the top of the second.
Yeah, those two in the middle infield, that's just like clockwork. A slow ground ball and another double play, and that'll help out Morrison even more.
Kevin Schnall telling me that he thinks the middle infield of Barthol and Dooley is among the top in the country. First pitch on Riley Luft is a fastball up high.
Yeah, they have a great fielding percentage as a team, and it all starts with the middle infield leading the way.
Make that now 34 double plays for Coastal. And by the way, a new look, Colby Thorndike over at first base. The locks are gone.
Yeah, I wonder if that's superstitious last month here in the regular season, or it's getting hot out, Sam. He's just getting rid of that extra weight.
Hit his first home run of the season in the last home series against Marshall. Now changes up the look for the month of May. 2-strike pitch. Chopper, foul. Riley Luft, freshman, batting .288 through 32 games. 30 hits on the campaign. Looking to extend the inning on Morrison. Ain't gonna happen. Morrison picks up his second strikeout of the evening, gets some help from the middle infield with a double play. Coastal takes their 1-0 lead to the second at Springs Brooks. 1-0 Coastal lead, bottom half of the second inning. It's going to be Barthol, Pato, and Thorndike. There's the defense for App State. They come in with the third most errors on the season at 58. Their .965 fielding percentage right now is at the bottom half of the Sun Belt. But almost turned a triple play in a little bit of a wacky fashion there in the bottom of the first. They got 2 outs on a strikeout and a batter's interference. Ended up giving up 1 run in the bottom half of the first. And Barthol will lead things off for the Chanticleers in the second.
We see here again, Sam, a heavy shift against a left-handed batter.
Big hack, it's 0-1. Barthol batting .250 through 45 games. 8 home runs, 33 runs batted in. Our pick to click presented by Beach Automotive Group. 13-game on-base streak for Barthol. And he's a guy that likes to go the other way, as he does right there. Line drive to left field, Coastal's 4th single of the game. And 3 of them have been against the shift.
Yeah, App State's going to have to adjust or learn that these left-handed hitters can go either way for Coastal. The shift is not doing them any justice early.
Just a well-hit line drive by Barthol. Takes it the other way for a leadoff single. It's Blagan Pato to step in, but Coach Smith telling me yesterday that's been a big struggle for this pitching staff, has been left-handed hitters. They have not been able to figure out how to get out the lefties, and Barthol puts a good swing on one as Pato shows bunt, pulls it back on a breaking ball outside. Pato having to step up and play right field with Dean Mijos out of this lineup. Wells Sykes moving over to center. Pato starting his 7th game of the year. He's batting .162. 2 balls, no strikes. Dean Mijos didn't even make the trip to UNCG on Tuesday. Pato went 0 for 3 with a run scored and an RBI on a sac fly. Three balls, no strikes on Pato. Cross has walked 24 batters in 65 innings this year. That one's in for a called strike. Foul tip. Cross has worked it back to a full count. Cross was really challenged in that short outing against Southern Miss last weekend. But Coach Smith telling me he's a competitive person. The 3-2 pitch. Pato waves and misses, strike three. Cross battles back to get his second strikeout of the evening.
Yeah, climbs the ladder on the fastball for the strikeout. Gets a swing and the miss on the off speed. And then he comes right back at him with the heater to bounce back from the 3-0 start.
Number 8 hitter for Coastal, Colby Thorndike, is batting .268. 19 runs batted in, that one home run in the Sunday game against Marshall almost 2 weeks ago. Breaking ball low and in, taken for ball one. His home run was hit right out there, out to right field. Fans enjoying the beautiful Friday evening weather, 80 degrees at first pitch. 1-0 pitch. Jamison, you're enjoying the beautiful Friday weather down there.
Yeah, it's awesome. I got a little more shade down here than last time, and I got my pit vipers to help me out blocking the sun and adjusting to some of the shadows.
There you go. Thorndike waits on it underneath the glove of Correa into right field. Barthol moving over to third. It's a single for Thorndike. Coastal with runners on the corners, one out in the second.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's the way his arm angle is coming in, but these left-handed hitters have found some real success early in this ball game.
That's something that App State's really struggled with this year as a pitching staff. Thorndike just rolls one down that first base line, and Correa not able to get to it. It'll be Wells Sykes, the 9-hitter, with runners on the corners for the Shants once again. Last time they were in this situation, it was a strikeout and a batter's interference on Dom Tazi. But there's the success for the Shants when scoring first. 23-2. They have not lost a lot of leads this year, with one of the best pitching staffs in the country. First offering on Sykes as a slider in for a called strike. Coastal pitching staff, a .362 team ERA, 7th in the entire country. Fastball for a strike. It's 0-2 on Sykes. Wells this year has 19 runs batted in, batting .282. And has struck out just 25 times in 110 at-bats. Fly ball the other way, deep out toward right field in the corner. Luft moving toward the wall. He's not able to make the play. Just lands on the berm. And Sykes will get another try at it. There's some excited fans out on the grass. That little guy just got a foul ball. How about that? No, don't throw that one away. You're going to hold on to that forever. We got to keep that one. 0-2. Off speed, just missing on Sykes. Shantz with another opportunity to get another early run here in the second on Cross. Sykes fouls it away.
Yeah, good job fighting the heater off right there. He's just looking to put something in play to bring that run in.
Pitching has been a big reason why App State has not been more competitive this year. Their team ERA is the worst in the Sun Belt at 6.84. Off speed, Sykes to left field. That ball is going to drop. It'll bring home Barthol from third. A single by Wells Sykes. 2-0 Shantz in the second. Jamison, all 6 hits for Coastal have been singles.
Yeah, a lot of small ball here early today, and Sykes showing some emotion after that hit. He fights off a few good pitches and drives that run in to extend the lead.
Battles with a 2-strike count. And lays a single in left field. You saw a little slide by Thorndike coming around second base. Had to quickly put on the brakes. So it's 2 on, 1 out for Ty Dooley. He got this game going with a single in the bottom half of the first inning. First offering slides in for a called strike on Ty. Well, this is a good way for Coastal to set the tone. Cross has been the best pitcher by far for App State this season. And for a team that has just lacked premier arms, Coastal has gotten to Cross early in this ballgame. Dooley falls to 0-2 with that foul ball. No ball, 2-strike count. Dooley's on base streak up to 25 games now. He entered this game 7th in the Sun Belt with a .470 on base percentage. Cross looking for his 3rd strikeout tonight.
We've seen him a few times now with 2 strikes on these hitters, climbing the ladder and going fastball.
It's a really low 90s, upper 80s fastball. Again, Cross was hitting some high numbers before the surgery and then worked back to it, but just wasn't pitching well with that fastball, so he's ticked it down. Shift over on the right side on Dooley, the 0-2. And he flies one to left field. Figueroa backtracking a little bit. He'll make the catch for the second out. That's a big out for Caleb Cross to put down Dooley, who's been so hot at the plate for Coastal this year. Now you move it to Caden Bodine, who rolled one over on the left side against the shift in his first at-bat for a single.
And it looks like despite that, they're going to go back to somewhat of a shift here. Not as heavy, but that left side is wide open.
2 outs, 2 on. Bodine sitting on 31 runs batted in this year. Outside for a ball. Well, if you think about striking out Caden Bodine, it's not too easy to do. In the entire country, the 36th toughest to strike out, only 13 Ks and 160 at-bats now with that first single in the first inning. Bodine takes for a called strike on a breaking ball. He did not make the trip with Coastal to Greensboro on Tuesday, had that game off. Was one of the 10 players hit by a pitch against JMU on Sunday. 1-1. Bodine squares that up, drills it left center field. Evans moving over, he makes the catch to end the inning. Coastal strands 2, but they get one more. 2-0, Coastal leads as we head to the third. 2 innings, 2 runs for the Shunts as we enter inning number 3. It'll be the bottom of the order. Schwerab, Evans, and then back to the top with Church. But Jacob Morrison has some support. Coastal's gotten in 2 runs in 2 innings, and might start to see Morrison really settle in here as he enters the 3rd inning of work.
Yeah, it's so much easier pitching with the lead, and in that 2nd inning, he kind of helped himself out there with the pitch count. He had that really tough 1st inning, but no runs yet, and when you have these bats behind you, it just makes your job all that easier.
Six hits for the Shunts. App State has gotten 2 so far, with a leadoff hit in the 1st and 2nd innings. Morrison, his last 2 ball games, 13 innings combined, only 6 hits allowed, 1 earned run, 2 walks, and 11 strikeouts. That's against Marshall and JMU. He got touched up a bit at Georgia State back on April 11th with 4 earned runs and 4 2/3, but overall, Morrison has been a premier Friday night starter for the Shunts. That's fouled away.
Hey, Blondie, how many guys on the team that made it?
Schwerab's batting .269, playing just his 14th game of the year, starting his 13th. 1 home run this season, 10 runs batted in. High and tight fastball by Morrison. Morrison missed all of last year, pitched in 2023. And has started some high leverage ball games. He was the starting pitcher when Coastal beat Duke, when they hosted a regional here in Conway in 2023. They would later lose to Duke in the regional final. 1-2. Schwerab fouls it away. Speaking of hosting a regional, that is certainly the talk of the town here in Conway, with Coastal number 19 in the country right now by D1 baseball. Their RPI is 12. And it's something that Coach Schnall told me that they certainly recognize. They talk about it as a team. Still expect there to go out and execute. Morrison guns down Schwerab, a strikeout for the 3rd time tonight. Fastball at 93 right by him.
Yeah, good strikeout there for the 3rd of the day, and he's really coming into a groove here after that 1st inning, settling in. He's mowing down these hitters as of late.
Number 9 hitter Charlie Evans comes in batting .194. Fly ball the other way. Slicing onto the grass, Thorndike will watch that be caught by a young fan out on the berm. That was a clean catch right there. We've seen some good plays on that right side. Yeah, this one's a beautiful catch in foul ground.
I think the Coastal Carolina fan base might have the best group of young fielders in the country.
That 1 pitch, chopper over on the left side. Walker Mitchell has this cleanly. There's 2 outs. Yeah, this one a little bit more routine than a couple of weekends ago when the fan had to tumble over the right field wall to make the catch. But tracks it down, makes the play. Beautiful.
Lefty right there, probably a natural outfielder. His boys are hyping him up. That's awesome to see.
Yeah, good celebration. Braxton Church led this game off with a double. And he watches the first pitch he sees from Morrison in for a strike. 2 outs, nobody on. 2-0 Coastal with the lead in the top of the 3rd. Church ahead of the off-speed by Morrison. He falls behind. A leader of this App State program. Player that takes a lot of pride in this university. Popped up. Walker Mitchell at 3rd base backing up. He's in shallow left center. Goes way back to make the catch. It's a 1-2-3 top of the 3rd for Jacob Morrison. 3 shutout frames. Coastal with a 2-0 lead in the Friday series opener. That's Friday night, baby. Coastal's finest. Tailgating in the parking lot beyond right field. Fans having fun. We love to see it on Friday evening. It's typically Philly Friday out there in right. Chanticleers lead at 2-0 entering the bottom half of the third. It'll be the middle of the order. Mitchell, Tazi, and Alexander. Shots have gathered up 6 hits so far. A couple of runs to show for it. RBI bunt single by Walker Mitchell and an RBI single by Wells Sykes in the first and second innings. Well, you see what Coastal's done really well as far as the small things. 119 hit by pitches coming into today. Tied for third in the entire country in those sack bunts. They've also been producing at a high rate as well. And Jamison, we haven't really seen a very powerful Coastal order, but it's been a lot of those little things that they've executed at a really high level to provide support for this excellent pitching staff.
Yeah, in the offseason they lost a lot of those big power hitters, but any way you could scrape across runs, they all equal the same, so this Coastal team has done a great job of getting them over any way they can.
Mitchell was able to force an App State mistake in his first plate appearance.
And Sam, with that many hit by pitches, I wonder how much ice this team has ran through this season.
Too many. And they're padded up as well. Mitchell's got the elbow guard. Here's the 0-1. But it's just insane. They were hit 10 times on Sunday against JMU. In that series, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they were hit 19 times in 3 games. 4 more hit batters on Tuesday against UNCG. Breaking ball away, 2 balls and a strike on Mitchell. A bunt single his first time up. Schwerer, the third baseman, threw it away as Ty Dooley came home to score. Mitchell takes that one to right center field, out in the alley for a base hit. Luft cuts it off. It'll be a single by Walker Mitchell. He's 2 for 2, and a leadoff base hit for Coastal once again.
Yeah, good piece of hitting there. Luft cut it off well to avoid extra bases, but this Coastal lineup has been putting the barrel on the ball.
Just squares it up and lines it to right center field. Good job by Luft to cut this one off. It died once it hit the grass. So just a single by Mitchell. And it brings up Dom Tazi, who's 0 for 1 with a strikeout, and he was called for that batter's interference as well, with Mitchell trying to get to second. Slider away to start him off.
That's back-to-back batters. He started off speed. Wonder if he'll go to the fastball here again.
7 base hits for the Shots in the first 3 innings. Tazi takes that one away once again.
Give him something to hit. Pitcher down.
All 7 of those base hits have been singles for the Shots. Fastball at 89 misses, and Tazi's ahead 3-0.
Yeah, sometimes that's a price you pay when you start off a batter with 2 straight off speeds and you don't get the swings that you need. You fall in the counts.
Hell no.
Tazi lays off and works a 4-pitch walk. Pitch just missed low, and the first 2 batters of the inning have reached safely. A single by Mitchell, walk by Tazi. It's 2 on for Sebastian Alexander. With a majority of his home runs, 5 of them being 3-run shots.
And he's been really hot at the plate. He was 2 for 3 in the midweek game. Leads his team in RBIs. He's been one of the premier hitters for this squad.
I'll talk things over with Cross on the mound, who is an App State legacy. His brother Hayden Cross was an all-conference catcher at App State and caught for the Mountaineers from 2019 to 2023. Ended up hitting .327 in that 2023 season. Caleb Cross redshirted 2024. Started off in the bullpen in 2023, also pitched in 22 as well, and started off his collegiate career at UNC Asheville. Well, this has been his most successful season by far. But after getting touched up against Southern Miss last weekend, Coastal is now trying to put on a bruising in the series opener. They've won 9 consecutive Sun Belt games. 3 straight sweeps for the Shots. Their last Sun Belt loss was almost a month ago in early April in the Sunday game against Arkansas State. Alexander popped up to right field his first time up. 2 on, nobody out. Shows bunt. Outside for a ball.
Yeah, that's one thing I love about this Coastal team. They have one of their best hitters up in Alexander, but no one on this team is bigger than the bunt. A lot of small ball, no matter who you see up.
Well, they call it Schnall ball around here with Kevin Schnall. Prime position to bunt with runners on first and second. Nobody out, but Alexander pops it up, and it's caught by Church. 1 away. That's exactly what Cross was looking for, either that or a double play. Alexander frustrated after that. He just got under it and popped it up right back to Church.
Yeah, that's a really big out for Cross right there. You have one of the best hitters up on the team, and he gifts you one with a pop-up on a bunt. And now you're in better position than you were a batter ago.
Barthol singled away from the shift on a line drive to left field. They got 3 infielders on the right, this time up once again. 2 on, 1 away. First pitch to Barthol, off speed, misses for ball 1. 14-game on-base streak for Blake. Batting a tick over 260 in that time. For Barthol this season, he's also a guy that's gone up and down the lineup. Batting in the 6th spot right now, but he's led off for Coastal this year. Shots have been using his production up and down.
We know you're not going to throw it back. Pitch the ball.
2-0. And Barthol fouls it back to the screen. Fans frustrated with how long Cross has taken on the mound, but I think he's just trying to slow down this Coastal momentum.
Yeah, if you could take a second to breathe on the mound, it makes everything go just as smooth.
I mean, he's coming set with 15 on the pitch clock. And really draining this down. That was about a 10-second set right there. Misses the zone. It's 3-1 on Barthol.
Yeah, and that can disrupt the rhythm of hitters. If the pitcher on the mound is coming set and waiting that long, you get a little anxious at the plate.
3-1. Barthol pops it up to left. Figueroa racing toward the line. The left fielder does not make the catch. It bounces foul. Figueroa was a little late to get started over there and just not able to bring this one down. It's 3-2, and Barthol gets another chance at it. App State hoping that's not a play that comes back to bite him.
Yeah, he had to range a long way to go and get that one and right up against the fencing there. It's an awkward position for him.
So Barthol, who's been an on-base magnet this year, will step back in. 3-2 incoming from Cross. Off speed up high. He walks Barthol, and they're loaded. On a foul ball on what could have been out number 2 is now the second walk of the inning by Cross. Coastal has him loaded for Blake and Pato.
Yeah, and what an opportunity here for Pato, only getting his 8th start of the season, and he's got the bases loaded here in the 3rd.
Sean's trying to score for the 3rd consecutive inning and start this ball game off. with a sizable lead. Pato takes an off-speed pitch in for a strike. He struck out swinging his first time up. He's got 6 hits and 38 at-bats this year. Oh, 1. That drops in for a called strike. Pato does not offer. Mitchell on third, Tazi on second, Barthol is on first. Cross trying to put down Pato for a second time. 14 strikeouts this year for Blake and Pato. Pato rips it left field. Deep in the corner, it's a grand slam! Blake and Pato delivers on an 0-2 pitch. Coastal breaks it wide open in the third.
He absolutely ripped that one. A lot of 2-strike fastballs, and he sat on that one. And he has flipped this game upside down.
He was down 0-2, took the second pitch, and then just turns on one, powers it down the left field line, and gives Coastal a 6-0 lead. Colby Thorndike singled his first time up down the right field line. The first pitch by Cross is fouled away. First grand slam for Coastal since Sebastian Alexander hit one out Georgia State a few weeks ago in that Friday series opener. Pato's 4th home run of the year. And Coach Schnall talked to me yesterday about players having to step up. At this point of the year, Coastal's a little banged up. Dean Mijos missing his 2nd consecutive game. Pato getting the start in right. And that is exactly what he's looking for.
Yeah, and that was only his 7th hit of the year, Sam. 4 home runs, so when he's getting a hold of one, he's knocking him out of the park.
2-1. And Thorndike with a line drive to right field. He's 2 for 2. Chanticleers are all over Caleb Cross early in this ball game.
Well, when it rains, it pours, Sam. When you see your teammates being so successful at the plate, it makes you that much better.
There's been some good starters that have come into Springs Brooks this year. And Coastal has stepped up in big ways. Think about that Marshall series when the Thundering Herd came in as a top 3 pitching team in the Sun Belt. And Coastal put on double-digit runs all 3 games. Well, App State's pitching staff has certainly struggled this season. Cross has been the big bright spot for them. The Coastal's tagged him up with 9 hits and 6 runs. 1 out, 1 on. Low and away, 2 balls, no strikes on Wells Sykes, who had an RBI single to left field his first time up. That one gets behind Church. Thorndike to second. Cross is crossed up right now. Just skips low and looked like what was a cross-up between Cross and Church. 3-0 on Wells Sykes. That one's in for a strike. J-Mo, how big is that missed foul ball in the at-bat on Barthol looking right now?
I mean, that started everything. We saw that against Marshall, too. When teams come in here, you have to do everything right. If you give this Coastal Carolina team opportunities, they will take them. Your defense cannot be poor.
Rolled over to short. Lichtenberger picks it up, makes the throw to first for the 2nd out of the inning. Thorndike moves up a bag to third. And there's the second out of the frame.
As I was saying, Sam, multiple times this season teams have come in here, and when the crowd gets into it, they're not making their plays. Coastal, they could jump on top of you early.
So it'll be Ty Dooley, who's 1 for 2. A single and a fly out to left field. They shift over on him once again. 3 infielders on the right side. Dooley trying to bring home Thorndike. First one hits off of Dooley. Dooley gets hit with the pitch, and he'll take first base. No, I thought on first watch it might have hit off of Church and Thorndike was going to come in, but Dooley takes the hit by pitch. The 14th time he's been hit by a pitch this year, and Coastal's got runners on the corners.
Yeah, just add to the total this season. This team already 9 hits and another base runner there to extend this inning.
Bodine, the 9th batter to step up to the plate this inning. He's 1 for 2, a single and a fly out to center. His 3rd at bat already. First one's hammered. Right field, Luft now moving in. And he'll make the play to end the inning. Coastal leaves runners on the corners, but Blagan Pato, a grand slam to left field, makes it 6-0 Shants after 3. Big inning for the Shants, courtesy of that man right there. Blagan Pato stepping up to his opportunity. A grand slam on an 0-2 pitch. Coastal with their first big inning tonight. They've tacked on 6 runs in the first 3 frames as we head to the top of the 4th. Jacob Morrison with plenty of support now. He'll face Zamora, Miller, and Correa. 2, 3, and 4. But Jamison, just a big swing right there by Pato, who's a guy that's right now filling a spot for the Shants with Dean Mijos being out. And those are the kinds of opportunities that he's got to capitalize on for Coastal to continue to be successful and ride the wave of what's been a really good pitching staff.
Yeah, and that's huge for Coach Schnall and this squad as you move deeper into the season and almost to the postseason now, when you have guys that can step up when players are banged up. That's what championship teams are made of.
Kevin Schnall telling me they feel really good about where they're at. The vibe is really strong. Got an 8-2 win against UNC Greensboro. They had lost back-to-back midweek games. Wake Forest and College of Charleston, both on the road. They get back to it with a win against UNCG. And now a strong start against App State in the series opener. Zamora struck out swinging on Morrison, one of the 3 Ks that Mo has so far through 3 innings. Line drive foul by Zamora.
Yeah, and this is a big inning if you're App State. You got the heart of the lineup up. You give up that grand slam, you need to put some runs on the board here to stay in this game.
Morrison up over 50 pitches once he delivers this one. Got him swinging. He struck out Zamora twice. That's now 4 strikeouts for Morrison here on Friday night. And this is what he does so well, J-Mo. He moves the ball around and just blows it by Zamora.
Yeah, making the hitters think right there. He was kind of tied up there with 2 strikes, had to swing really late and didn't really get a good swing on that one.
Cameron Miller walked his first time up, a heavy swing, and he falls behind 0-1. Fastball 93 in for a strike. I mean, the hype around Morrison has certainly been extensive. There's actually somebody here from the MLB draft that's here to film a few innings of Morrison's start. Slow ground ball over to short. Dooley has it cleanly. Low throw right there for Thorndike. 2 up and 2 down.
Yeah, now at this point, he's retired 7 straight batters. He is absolutely dealing here, and if that MLB scout's watching, he's putting on a show.
Saw plenty of MLB scouts here before the game. And what's not to like about the 6'8" righty? He's put down 7 consecutive Mountaineers. Juan Correa lined out to second base in what ended up being an inning-ending double play in the opening frame. And Correa lines it over to short this time, snagged by Dooley from the grass. His throw is way high and sails into the App State dugout. So Correa will get 2 bases out of it. Dooley makes the stop, but just sails the throw over to first base, something you don't see too often from the sure-handed shortstop.
Yeah, a little out of character there. He makes a great stop, but maybe got a little too excited. He knew right away that that one was long over his head. Now App State has an opportunity to capitalize off of the error.
A team with the second best average in the Sun Belt trying to get to Morrison here. You've got their top hitter at the dish in Tyler Lichtenberger. He singled his first time up. Coach Smith told me that Lichtenberger is a special kid. It's just a freshman. Has a maturity about him already. And just not much negative to say about the guy. It's ground ball, just a hair foul down the first base line. It's 1-1. So both teams have a throwing error. Juan Correa's had 2 hard-hit baseballs, but he's 0 for 2. A line out, reached on that error. 1-1 pitch in there for a strike at 93.
Yeah, what a location there, right at the knees, on the inside part of the plate for strike number 2.
Jersey flowing for Morrison. His 60th pitch of the game is strike 3. Ramps it up to 94 and blows it past Tyler Lichtenberger. Couple of strikeouts for Jacob Morrison in the top of the 4th, and he is clean through 4. Coastal leads at 6-0.
Welcome back into the beautiful Springsbrook Stadium. I'm here with some Coastal fans who are among the first 500 to get these awesome custom teal Pit Vipers. Tell us who you are and what it took to get those glasses.
My name's Jack. The ladies here know me as Ron John Waz. And, you know, it took a lot to get these Pit Vipers. You know, I pitched a tent right outside the stadium last night. The only thing fueling me, Miller Lite.
And tell us who you are and what is your favorite part of game day here in Springsbrook Stadium.
My name is Brian Adams. My favorite part of the game is just the high energy around the stadium, just getting to come out here and watch a good brand of baseball.
Thanks, guys. Now those glasses look good. Thanks, Sam. Back to you, Sam.
Yeah, you got to get the support from your brothers, right? Hyping them up. Yeah, that's a fun friend group to be a part of, I bet that. App State's heading to the bullpen. The night is over for Caleb Cross. He gets knocked out of this game, his second short outing in a row, 2 2/3 against Southern Miss, and he goes 3 innings against Coastal. 9 hits, 6 runs, 5 were earned. He walks 2 and strikes out 2. And App State now turning to the bullpen, the righty freshman Connor Barazino. Great sign for Coastal to already get into this App State bullpen that has struggled throughout the season. And they made quick work of who's been the best starter for the Mountaineers this year.
Yeah, if you're able to get to one of the best starters in this conference and then you go to the bullpen who hasn't been that successful, it's all good signs for Coastal. And we're only here in the bottom of the 4th. They have plenty of time to work with, and they can tack on this lead even more.
Starting off the 4th inning the same way we started off the 3rd. Walker Mitchell is 2 for 2, RBI bunt single in the 1st, and he singled again in the 3rd inning and came home on that grand slam by Blagan Pato. First offering is in the strike zone on a slider away. Barazino has an 8.49 ERA entering this outing, 23 1/3 innings. 22 earned runs in that time. He's walked only 9 and struck out 23. 0-1. Slides in for a called strike. Heavy on the off speed on the first 2 offerings by Barazino, the freshman from Cornelius, North Carolina. 0-2. Mitchell waves right through it. So 3 pitches and 3 strikes to start off the bottom of the 4th inning.
Yeah, a lot of movement on that off speed there. 0-2 just comes in on the hitter and waves over it right at the middle of the plate. It's a good start for the Appalachian State bullpen.
All off speed by Berezino. Tazi is 0 for 1, a strikeout and a walk so far tonight. Tazi pops it up right side and foul. The giveaway game here at Springbrook Stadium has been extremely strong this year. The Pit Vipers tonight, there was a really nice bronze and teal Coastal hat, a rope hat given out in the last homestand. Cliff Bonner doing a great job, in charge of game day experience. That one misses on Tazi, a ball and a strike.
Yeah, these Pit Vipers are for sure going to be my go-to on the beach this year. I'm going to be rocking them all summer. Yeah, of course.
Oh, all right. That's good stuff. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. In there for a strike. Show off those bad boys.
Yeah. You see them? Real nice. Protecting me down here from the sun. The shadows come out a little bit now, but if I'm down here all weekend, these are going to protect me from the sun. Hopefully they don't cause a tan line.
That is ripped by Tazi, but just foul. Over in the corner. Yeah, those are sick. I hope that a few of the baseball players might wear them. I don't know. They got their special Oakleys and stuff like that, so. That's a good look. Tazi is 1-2. Two-strike pitch from Berezino, and Tazi pops it up right side. Luft is giving chase, so is Correa, the first baseman, and watches that go foul on the berm. Berezino last pitched on April 27th against Southern Miss, an inning and a third, 4 hits, 3 earned runs. Did not walk anybody and struck out 3. Gave up 2 doubles and 1 home run, and the 3 of the 4 hits he gave up were extra. Tazi battling right now with Coastal up 6-0. They've scored in the first 3 innings. An inning in the run in the first, run in the second, Pato grand slam in the third. Fastball missing. Shots have won every single Sun Belt opening game in these weekend series this year, 7-0. Tazi watches that and works it to a full count. We'll have Cam Flukie starting tomorrow, slated for a 2 o'clock in the afternoon start time. And Riley Eichhoff, the experienced senior, on the mound on Sunday. Three and two. Tazi waves and misses. And Berezino has struck out the first 2 batters he's faced. Slider looks good so far.
Yeah, a lot of run on that pitch, and now he's gone to it twice here early in his outing with 2 strikes, get the wave and the miss on that one out of the zone.
It's a late break on that sweeping slider by Berezino.
Yeah, it really does look like it's in the zone the whole way, and then last minute it's in the other's batter's box.
Throws it again on Alexander to start him off. Sebastian is 0 for 2. He popped out to right field and popped up on a bunt attempt to Church, the catcher, behind the plate. There's a ground ball into the Coastal dugout. 2 outs, nobody on. Berezino trying to shut out this Coastal order for the first time in an inning tonight. 1-1. And Alexander lines it to left field. He's got a base hit. The shots refuse to go down in order. 2 out hitting for Alexander. He's on with Coastal's 10th hit of the ballgame.
Yeah, keeping this one alive. App State has done not the best job going 1, 2, 3 in this order. Sean's making it tough on them, and they've had very long innings just wearing them down.
Berezino ran it inside on Alexander, and a nice inside-out swing to pull that to left field. A player that Coach Schnall has said is just extremely dynamic, has so many abilities, great bat-to-ball skills, great power, and speed as well, and Berezino knows it. He'll check over at first. Barthol has been on twice, a single and a walk. He's come home to score 2 runs. Off goes Alexander. Pitch is a called strike. Throw down to second base. Alexander is out. Church throws down to second. The tag is in time, and the inning comes to a close. Coastal held off the scoreboard for the first time in a frame tonight. We head to the 5th. They lead it 6-0. Back at Springbrook Stadium, top half of the 5th inning. Coastal with a 6-0 lead, shutting out Appalachian State so far with 10 hits, only 2 by the Mountaineers. Jacob Morrison rolling with his team on top big. Blagan Pato's grand slam was the first since his last one against JMU on April 25th in that series last weekend. So Sebastian Alexander hit one a few weekends ago against Georgia State. Pato with his second grand slam in 22 innings. This guy has stepped up huge since getting some more opportunities.
Yeah, he feels no pressure with the bases loaded, Sam.
Big swing so far. Tyler Figueroa steps in on Morrison. App State held Coastal off the board for the first time in an inning tonight. Figueroa grounded out into a 4-6-3 double play in the second inning. Drops in for a called strike, and Morrison starts him off 0-2. Morrison's in his wheelhouse right now. Nothing to worry about. He's only given up 2 hits, struck out 5. Runs that one high and tight on Figueroa. Only 1 walk by Morrison. Two and two. Figueroa ground ball over to third, backhanded by Mitchell. Throw from the line is right there. Beautiful play by Walker Mitchell at third base, who's been phenomenal defensively this year. And there's the first out of the inning.
Yeah, this Coastal defense seems to have it figured out right now. Anywhere this ball is hit, they're going to make a play.
That's a great stretch by Thorndike as well over at first. One away for Riley Luft, a strikeout swinging in the second inning. That first one is lined to right field. Pato having to back up. Makes the catch shy of the warning track. So Figueroa worked a longer at bat. Luft swings at the first pitch and lines it out to right field. 2 up and 2 down for Jonathan Schwerup. 0 for 1, a strikeout swinging in the third. Morrison's first pitch. Fastball up high. Trying to get through 5 shutout frames. Back-to-back fastballs at 92.
Yeah, he's really attacking these hitters. Not any wasted pitches here.
Not any wasted time either. Morrison's back to it. Fouled back. That was at 93, so the velocity has not dipped off for Morrison, a guy that's gone long innings for the Chanticleers this year. 2 outs, nobody on. 6-0, Coastal on top. 1-2. Fouled away.
Yeah, you're right, Sam. He's really not wasting any time. After each pitch, he's right back on the bump, ready to go.
You see him put the glove up, trying to hear the pitch come. And here he goes, 1-2 again. Line drive to right field. Schwerub gets a 2-out base hit. Two outs and 2 strikes on him. Schwerub lines the fastball to right field. It brings up Charlie Evans, the number 9 hitter for the Mountaineers.
Yeah, first base hit and 8 batters. Morrison, he's got to figure it out here, but a good piece of hitting there to keep the inning alive.
Evans grounded out to third base in the 3rd inning. Ugly swing there to start off 0-1. Mountaineers have got to string some hits together. Plenty of baseball to be played here tonight. But with the way the Coastal's been swinging it, they were cooled down in that bottom half of the 4th. There's a bunt by Evans that goes foul. Cooled down by Berezino on the mound. No runs in that bottom of the 4th. You think that App State is going to have limited opportunities to get back into this ballgame.
Yeah, you got to start now if you want to get back into this game.
Evans trying to work it for a bunt base hit with 2 outs. Morrison's got him down 0-2. 5 strikeouts. The 0-2 pitch. There's number 6. Inning is over. 5 shutout frames for Jacob Morrison. Coastal with a 6-0 lead to the bottom half of the 5th at Springs Brooks. Bottom 5, Sam Wiederhaft with you on ESPN Plus. Jamison Krugen down on the field beyond the App State dugout on the first base side, and Haley Nitschke roaming the stadium, I should say, as our on-field reporter. Coastal leads at 6-0. They scored in the 1st, the 2nd, and Blagan Pato with a grand slam, his 2nd in 2 weekend series to make it 6-0. They were quieted in the bottom half of the 4th, and now we hit the bottom of the 5th. So Barthol, Pato, and Thorndike due up against Berezino, who was able to slow down this Coastal order and put up a 0 in the bottom half of the 4th, and he's hoping for more of that in his 2nd inning of work.
Yeah, these Coastal hitters, 5 hits between the 6 through 9 hitters. When your bottom of the order is producing, it makes it all that easier for the top to get going.
Barthol tonight has been on twice, a single and a walk, and he was up in the bottom of the 4th when Alexander was thrown out trying to steal second base. And that ended the inning. So Barthol is back up. Shift over on the right side. Coastal has 10 hits. With their only extra base hit being the grand slam by Pato. There's been 9 singles. Fouled away by Barthol. A player that Coastal is going to have to rely heavily on as we get toward the end of the regular season. Coastal's next 6 games after this, all at home. Here's the 0-1. Barthol swings and comes up empty. Weekend series here, and then the big game against Clemson on Tuesday. And then 3 games against ULM next week to close out the home slate. 1-2 pitch. Slides in, and Barthol swings and comes up empty. That's the third strikeout in 4 batters by Connor Berezino. And the first out in the bottom of the 5th. It sends up Blagan Pato, who's got the big swing so far tonight. A grand slam in the bottom of the 3rd, his second of the season. Had one last weekend against JMU. And broke this game open to a 6-0 Coastal lead. It was on an 0-2 pitch, took it to the left field corner, and homered for the 4th time this year. First one, slider way outside. Well, Berezino has certainly found something. He struck out 3 of the first 4 batters he's faced. Two-0 on Pato.
Yeah, and 3 of those last pitches on the strikeout all been the slider, so he really has that pitch on a string right now.
Three balls, no strikes. He keeps it away from Pato. There is a new catcher behind the plate for App State. It's Graham Smiley, the sophomore. So Church is out of this game behind the plate. Smiley, the new catcher. Church, who was leading off, had a double and a pop up to 3rd. Pato takes a fastball that's in for a strike.
Yeah, it's interesting, Sam. I wonder if that's precautionary injury related or performance related. You don't really see many teams taking out their leadoff hitter.
Well, Church has been a leader for this App State program, his 4th year on the team. Here's the 3-1. Pato with a foul tip caught by Smiley. He's got another 2-strike count. He struck out on a full count in the 2nd and then hit that grand slam 0-2 in the 3rd. Three-two. And he tags another one deep down the left field line. This one is going to curve and go foul. So Pato just a little ahead of that pitch. It was very close to his 2nd home run of the ballgame.
Yeah, he's seeing this ball really well, and he almost had another one right there.
Has to be selective 3-2 here, but Berezino's slider has been working if he wants to test him outside. Three-two. And Pato fights it off. Went off speed, and Pato was waiting on it. He's got 7 hits. 4 of them are home runs. Three and 2. And Pato goes down swinging. 4 strikeouts and 5 batters by Connor Berezino. And he's punched out the first 2 batters here in the 5th.
Yeah, he really has this off-speed figured out. A good spot there. Too close to take, so you force an awkward swing and you get another strikeout.
Well, he's already matched his season high of 4 strikeouts. He did that against College at Charleston on March 9th. Now it's Colby Thorndike who singled twice to right field. They put a shift on the right side of him. Berezino is looking mighty fine right now. Here's the first offering. Up in the air into center field. Thorndike has his 3rd single. So he goes after the first pitch and floats one to center. 3 for 3. Colby Thorndike with a good game.
Yeah, Evans got a little mixed up there. Didn't know whether to go for the dive, take it on a hobby, makes a business decision there, and Colby Thorndike extends this inning.
Coastal not going down quietly. It brings up Wells Sykes, an RBI single and a ground out to short so far tonight. Brought home the 2nd run of the game for Coastal. 11 hits for the Chants, 10 have been singles tonight. First one bends in for a called strike 1. Shots looking for their 10th consecutive Sun Belt win. Their longest conference winning streak since winning 11 straight in 2017. Sykes swings way outside. Thorndike on the move to second base. Throw gets into center field. Thorndike's not going to go anywhere after that. Now, it looked like Smiley, the new catcher, had a little bit of trouble after that swing and a miss by Sykes. And now it's 0-2 with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, I think the way he had to pick up the ball, he rushed the throw a little bit. But, you know, Thorndike's got some sneaky speed. That's his 7th stolen base of the year, and he can move.
Moves himself into scoring position. But right now the battle is at the plate, trying to put down Sykes. 0-2. Up and in, gets away from Smiley. Back to the backstop, and Thorndike is at third. Trying to get his career-high 5th strikeout. He goes up and in. Almost gets Wells Sykes. Off the glove of Smiley.
Yeah, looked kind of like a 2-seam sinker action right there on that pitch. Tried to force the swing inside, but goes to the backstop, and Thorndike's even closer.
Sykes has 20 RBI on the season with that RBI single in the second. But Berezino strikes out his 5th batter of the ball game. The freshman has a new career high, and he ends the teal half of the 5th. 3 strikeouts in that inning by Berezino. We go to the 6th. Coastal leading 6-0 in the series opener. The lights are on at Springbrook Stadium, and the lights are on in this 2025 campaign. We've entered the month of May. First game in the new month. Chanticleer's at the top of the Sun Belt standings, and there, in my opinion, is the best grounds crew in America right there. The field pattern today is my favorite. You got the lines coming out from home plate, so aesthetically pleasing. And those guys take great care of this beautiful field here at Springbrook Stadium. Entering the top of the 6th, Coastal with a 6-0 lead in the first game of this series, looking for their 10th consecutive Sun Belt win here this season. Rolling through this conference schedule. And here's what the Coastal Ace has done so far tonight. Well, nothing but 6 strikeouts, 1 walk, 3 hits, no runs, 5 innings. Jamison, typical Friday for Jacob Morrison tonight.
Yeah, Sam, just another day in the office. What can you expect? An average Friday here in Springbrook. You put Morrison on the mound and good things happen. Coastal looking to capture another Friday win here in the Sun Belt.
Shots are undefeated in Sun Belt Series openers. Top of the order, but a new batter that Morrison has not faced in Graham Smiley, who fouls off the first pitch caught by Bodine. He's now 0-1. Comes in for Braxton Church, who was 1 for 2, a double and a pop up to third. And he takes a big hack there and comes up empty. It's 0-2. Smiley comes in, batting .216. It's his 75th at-bat of the year. He's got 16 hits, and he pops up the third pitch, right side. Thorndike in foul ground. We'll put it away. 3 pitches, and out number 1 for Jacob Morrison. And Morrison's had Zamora's number tonight. He's 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. 2 of the 6 Ks are to the man batting in the 2 spot tonight. App State, after being 1 hit on Tuesday, has collected only 3 in this ballgame. Oh, 1. That's a fastball fired low, 91 from Morrison.
Yeah, and usually, Sam, it's the bats that are carrying this squad, and, you know, it's going to be tough for them coming down the stretch if they're not on fire.
Flown the other way and pretty deep. Alexander backing up over in the corner, jumps and makes the catch. Oh, what a spectacular play by Sebastian Alexander. Grabs it on the wall for the second out of the inning.
Sebastian Alexander doing his best impression of Spider-Man, the way he climbed on the wall to grab that one, and he hyped the bullpen up immediately. That's an amazing snag.
Yeah, those guys are pumped up about this catch right here. What a grab, jumping into the wall. First pitch, a ball on Miller. He's 0 for 1 with a walk and a ground out. You talk about Alexander being one of the most dynamic players in the conference. That's exactly why. And it just shows you how dominant Coastal's fielding has been behind their spectacular pitching. Here comes the 1-1 pitch on Miller. In for a strike. Two up and two down. One-two pitch. Down he goes. Seventh strikeout for Jacob Morrison. A 1-2-3, top of the sixth. He's kept App State scoreless through 6 frames. Sebastian Alexander with one of the best catches you'll see here at Springsbrook Stadium. Jumping into the wall. A 0 put up for the 6th straight inning. Shots up 6-0.
Welcome back into Springsbrook Stadium. Now, you've probably seen this helmet once before tonight. It's all a part of Coastal's iconic home run celebrations. It all started last season in fall camp when a former Coastal player brought in the plastic helmet from Target and it broke. Matt Joyce happened to have one laying around his house. He brought it back in and it just stuck. The astronaut helmet won Best Celebration in Division I baseball last season, so they decided to bring it back this year. Sam?
Yeah, I love how we have an award for the best celebration. That is certainly one of the top ones in college baseball. Thank you, Haley, for the background on the astronaut helmet. We've seen that now for 2 years, like you said. And Blagan Pato was able to put it on with his grand slam in the third. Here's Ty Dooley. First one is in for a strike. Well, it's been back-to-back zeros by Connor Berezino. He struck out a new career high of 5. The problem is App State hasn't been able to get anything going offensively. Dooley with a foul tip.
Yeah, he's really found a groove here, especially with the off-speed. 5 strikeouts already, and if he can get some late run support, App State can kind of get back into this game.
Dooley's 1 for 2, a single, a fly out to left, and a hit by pitch. Coastal using a collaborative effort. The 7 strikeouts by Jacob Morrison and Sebastian Alexander with a marvelous catch jumping into the wall for the second out of that top of the 6th on what looked like was certainly going to be extra innings, or extra bases, I should say, for Joseph Zamora. 0-2 count on Dooley, top of the order. That one just outside. Berezino thought he got it for his 6th strikeout. Have to wind it up again. 2-strike pitch on Dooley. Way outside.
Yeah, kind of lost that one. I think he was trying to go back to the backdoor slider to these left-handed hitters. He's had success there today.
Yeah, one thing Berezino does not want to do is lose the touch for his strikeout pitch. Dooley with a fly ball to center. Evans getting under it. He'll put it away for the first out of the inning. Caden Bodine had a single in the first inning. He's been retired on 2 flyouts to the outfield in his 2 at-bats following. We're bottom 6 here at Springsbrook Stadium. Coastal leads 6-0. They scored in the first inning with a run in the second. And then Blagan Pato's grand slam in the third inning, his 2nd grand slam in a week. First one's taken outside by Bo. Chanticleers have left 6 runners on base. App State's left only 3. They haven't had too many opportunities in the first place. Shots with runners in scoring position tonight have been 3 of 11. Bodine pulls it over underneath the glove of Correa at first base. He goes to right field that time. On a ground ball that it looked like Correa should have had, it gets underneath him.
Yeah, you take what you get here. That was a hard hit ball there to squeak into the outfield, but Bodine is aboard again. And Sam, we talked about it earlier, he really drives the ball everywhere onto this field.
Yeah, his exit velos have been just off the charts this year. And that was another hard hit single that Correa could not get. So a 1-out base hit for Bodine. And it's Walker Mitchell who's 2 for 3. An RBI single in the first. That first pitch up high. Bodine getting some rest. An off day on Tuesday. But he's been behind the plate now in 44 games. One-oh. That fastball is in there for a called strike on Mitchell. Mitchell was the first batter that Berezino faced in the 4th inning, and he struck him out. Up and in.
Sam, this is already the deepest Berezino has gone this season. Coming into today, it was only 2 innings. Now looking to make it 3 if he can get out of the 6th.
Well, when he's throwing like that, there's no reason to take him out. Also, in this series opening game where your premier starter only goes 3 innings, they got to save as many arms as they can. There is some action in the App State bullpen. A righty warming up. 2-2 pitch. And Mitchell gets under it. Popped up shallow center. Evans running in. The center fielder will make the catch. Long way to go. And straight away center field, but he puts it away for the 2nd out. Here's a look at the App State bullpen and the Coastal fans just lingering above it. You see the audio there. They really try and get in those pitchers' heads. It's Everett Harris warming up, who has been a starter for App State this season. So Everett is getting up and going. And it's going to be Dom Tazi with 2 away and a runner on as Berezino tries to quiet Coastal for a 3rd straight inning. But really interesting they have Everett Harris warming up. He's started 11 games. He has not come out of the bullpen this year.
Yeah, it is really interesting, Sam. And we know App State's arms are a little banged up, but maybe the strategy here, I don't know, I guess if they think they're out of this game, they don't want to waste any bullpen arms. Also could just be him trying to get loose. And
we'll see if App State makes the move, if Tazi can get on and extend this inning. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts and a walk. It's Bodine on first base. Coastal's bullpen just up and watching this game right now. First pitch. And this is up high, off speed for ball 1. App State had Coastal's number last year. They took down the Chants in Boone 2 out of 3 games. Coastal was ranked 13th at the time. As Tazi gets under that one, high pop up in the infield. Correa, the first baseman, trying to find it. He does and makes the catch. Another scoreless inning. We head to the 7th. Coastal controlling with a 6-0 lead. Entering the top of the 7th, Coastal leads 6-0. This is premier defense in left field by Sebastian Alexander in the last inning. A fly ball by Joseph Zamora out to the wall. Alexander says, no base hit for you. Takes it away on the wall. A play that we could very well see on the SportsCenter Top 10, which is something that Coastal has become accustomed to being on. They had the fan, who the kid made the catch over the wall. That was number 2 on the SportsCenter Top 10. Softball was on it last weekend with a great catch in center field. And JMO, a really good candidate in Sebastian Alexander to make it 3 straight weekends on SportsCenter.
Yeah, why not? Go for the trifecta, you know? I mean, that was a great catch by Alexander, and he's really a Swiss Army knife for this team. You plug him anywhere in the lineup, he hits. Does a great job there in the outfield with his glove, and he's really a key contributor to this team.
Morrison trying to keep this game scoreless on the App State side. They've got only 3 hits. The first pitch on Juan Correa is up high. And nobody throwing up for Coastal, so it's all Morrison right now at 85 pitches. Correa's 0 for 2, and he goes the other way down the line. That's going to go foul. 2 hard hit balls, though. Line drive that was caught by Barthol at second base. Turned into a double play. And then reached on an error on a hard hit one hopper to Dooley at short, where Dooley overthrew the ball to first. 1-1. Correa bouncer foul. Well, before tonight's ball game even started, the first pitch was thrown by Coastal head women's basketball coach Kevin Pedersen. Something he's been waiting on for a really long time. Was very excited to throw this first pitch. Swing and a miss by Correa. 8th strikeout for Morrison. 1 away in the top of the 7th. Jacob continues to deal. This is a great breaking ball that just bottoms out. 1 away for Tyler Lichtenberger, who's 1 for 2. Before Coach Pedersen got to Coastal Carolina, he was at Lander University in South Carolina. There's a swing and a miss by Lichtenberger. Also at Lander, and there was some overlap there. App State head coach Kermit Smith. He was the head coach for Lander from 2009 to 2016. Went to 2 Division II College World Series. And I asked Coach Smith what the relationship was like when him and Pedersen were both there, and he said, well, not only did we coach at the same school, there's a bouncer back to Morrison. The pitcher will take care of it himself. 2 away. So 8 strikeouts and a good put out on a 1-3 ground down up to Morrison on the mound. 2 outs, nobody on, and still a 0 for App State. So Coach Smith said, not only did we coach at the same school, we also lived 3 houses down from each other. Not only that, they have some of the same facial features. And he said they would get mistaken for each other all the time. And there was one time that Coach Smith went to Lowe's and somebody stopped and talked to him and said, hey, I was at the game last night, good job. Well, there was no baseball game, and Coach Smith played it off like he was Coach Pedersen through the very end of the conversation. There's another 1-2-3 inning by Jacob Morrison. Picks up his 8th strikeout of the game. App State has been shut out through 7. Coastal is all in front. Coastal looking for their 9th straight or 10th straight Sun Belt win, and there is the first-year head coach for the Chants, Kevin Schnall, who with Tuesday's win over UNCG became the winningest head coach in a first year in Coastal Carolina history. Of course, Gary Gilmore there for a long time, from 96 up until last year. Schnall passed Larry Carr with his 34th win of the season to make him the winningest first-year head coach in Chanticleer history. And I asked Coach Schnall earlier this week, I said, sometime with programs you get a change of head coach and there's a little bit of drop-off. There's been no drop-off for Coastal, and they have continued their success and built on it. And he says, well, it starts with good players. We got a really good roster, and he surrounds himself with players and coaches that just keep high expectations, keep the culture, and succeed in every way. And that's exactly what Coastal Carolina has done this year, as Kevin Schnall is right now looking good for his 35th win of the season. Chants controlling against App State in the Friday series opener as we head toward the bottom of the 7th inning. It's been well played in all facets. Coastal has 12 hits, with 11 of those being singles. The one big blast was the grand slam in the third inning by Blagan Pato. And Jacob Morrison has continued to dominate. 8 strikeouts. 7, I should say, shutout innings, and only 3 hits allowed. Sebastian Alexander leads off the Coastal half of the 7th. He's 1 for 3, a single in the 5th, or 4th, I should say. A new pitcher on the mound for App State is Everett Harris. The first pitch in there for a called strike. Everett Harris coming out of the bullpen for the first time this year. The junior righty has struggled throughout the season. Big swing by Alexander. Comes in with a 9.26 ERA through 35 innings. Has started 11 games, this being his 12th appearance of the season. 16 walks, 21 strikeouts. 0-2. Got him looking. Outside part of the plate, 3 pitches by Harris. He gets his first strikeout.
Yeah, all speed there for the strikeout. And Harris' first time out of the bullpen this season. Sometimes we see with struggling starters, if you bring them out of the bullpen, they can sort of have some newfound success, and App State's looking to do that here with him.
The book is closed on Connor Berezino. 3 innings, 3 hits, no runs, no walks, and 5 strikeouts. A career relief outing by Berezino, the freshman, to slow down this Coastal order that was all over Cross, who lasted only 3 innings. Barthol's 1 for 2, a single, a walk, and a strikeout. In for a strike.
Yeah, the story this season has been Cross doing really well as a starter, and then the bullpen struggles. Today, Cross struggles, and the bullpen has been really successful so far.
That's Coach Smith, what Harris has been working through this year, and he said, well, the fastball's got good movement, the breaking ball plays off well. It's just the left-handed hitters that have been a problem for him and this whole team. Well, he's dealing with Barthol right now as the 2-1 pitch is taken back up the middle. That falls in for a base hit. Barthol's been on 3 times tonight, a pair of singles, and Coastal's 13th hit, their 12th single tonight.
Yeah, good piece of hitting there by Barthol, and this team has just been doing a good job of keeping it simple, getting guys on base, and continuing that momentum. 13 hits already today.
Pato's got the only extra base hit, a grand slam in the 3rd. His 2nd grand slam this season. First pitch, he shows bunt, pulls it back, it's a strike. Coastal has not scored since that grand slam. Berezino kept him off the scoreboard, and now Harris trying to do the same thing. As Barthol leads off first base. Outside, Barthol off to second base. He's going to get there with no throw. It knocked off Smiley and gave Barthol some extra time to move up. So Coastal threatens once again with a runner in scoring position. 1-1 count on Pato. Drops in for a called strike, too.
Great spot there on the off speed.
App State mixing some things up, bringing Harris out of the bullpen for the first time this year. Bradley Wilson was a starter for the Mountaineers last season. He's come out of the bullpen exclusively this year. As Pato rolls one over foul. And we'll show you what he did in inning number 3, his 2nd grand slam in a week. Hit a grand slam against JMU last weekend and brings 4 home here today. Another RBI chance for Pato with Barthol on second. 1-2. Waits on it, fouls it away. Chanticleer's, of course, not going to take their foot off the gas pedal, trying to get to those coveted 7 runs. Coastal was almost automatic in the win column when they score 7 runs or more. Two-strike pitch. Harris goes back and throws it over to short.
Interesting there with 2 strikes and Barthol on second, the only runner on. Maybe a comfortability thing in between pitches.
Pato's been swinging a hot bat. 2-strike pitch. Up high. Every one of his at-bats tonight have gone to 2 strikes, and he's been put down on strikes twice with that 0-2 grand slam in the third. Two and 2. Outside, full count on Pato. Sean staring down their 10th straight Sun Belt win. Here's the payoff. And Pato fouls it back into the seats. Ran the off-speed inside. Pato gets a bat on it. Keeps this at-bat alive. Three-two again. Off goes Barthol. Pato lays off. He walks. And Coastal has runners on the corners. That was a close pitch that Harris just missed with. And Coastal continuing to put the pressure on with a big lead.
Yeah, and Pato showed a little emotion there after the pitch, hyping himself up. That's a really disciplined take there for ball 4.
And now it'll be Colby Thorndike, who's got 3 singles tonight. Runners on the corners, only 1 out in the inning. And what's been a big game for Thorndike. Shift on the right side. Here's the first pitch. Thorndike takes it to left. A line drive. Figueroa backing up. He'll make the catch in left field. Barthol tags, and he will score. So we'll sound the horn. It's 7-0 Shots.
Yeah, how about this day from Colby Thorndike? 3 for 3 with 3 singles. Then he comes up again, unselfish, the sac fly to left. Coastal sounds the horn, and Sam, we know when it's 7-0 this late in the game, it's really hard for the other team to come back.
And Coastal has built a sizable lead. Their first run since that grand slam by Pato in the third. And Thorndike turns around another productive at-bat, 3 base hits, now a sac fly to go along with it. His 20th RBI of the season. Wells Sykes coming up with a runner on base, and there's the record. They're 25-1 when scoring 7 runs or more. That's why that number is so important. And a big point by head coach Kevin Schnall is to get to those 7 runs, and Coastal has done so tonight. A run in the first, a run in the second, the Pato grand slam in the third. And Thorndike with a sac fly here in the 7th. So Wells Sykes comes up in a 7-0 game, 2 outs, a runner on first. First offering by Harris. Kevin Schnall telling me yesterday he feels really good about where this lineup is at. They've progressed. And that series against Marshall was huge. As the 1-0 comes in, fought off foul. And Marshall came in with one of the best ERAs in the Sun Belt here at Springsbrook Stadium 2 weeks ago. Coastal hung double-digit runs in all 3 of those games with 2 Mercy Rule wins. And he said, look, Marshall was much better than that. I think we hit him in the nose a little bit and shocked him. Coastal's lineup has progressed and improved throughout the season as Sykes takes a pitch outside for a cold strike. Sean's the number 19 team in the country, being talked about as a potential regional host here in Conway. It'd be the first time since 2023. Off goes the runner, bounced right back up. Harris gloves it, and he will go to first to end the inning. So a good play by Harris, but Coastal scores once more. It's 7-0 off the sac fly by Colby Thorndike. We go to the 8th. Coastal in front. Matt Joyce enters this ball game after Jacob Morrison goes 7 shutout innings. Only 3 hits allowed. He walks 1 and strikes out 8 batters. And now a special moment for Matt Joyce, who has battled injuries throughout his Coastal Carolina tenure, but has progressed throughout the season and has gotten better and better and more opportunities to come pitch out of the bullpen. And now he's pitching in a 7-0 ball game in the top of the 8th. And Jamison looking to continue what Morrison did for the first 7.
Yeah, what an outing by Morrison. That just speaks to the confidence that he has when he comes out on Fridays, consistently laying it down. Another scoreless outing from him. As for Joyce, a great opportunity here with the lead to, build something here. Only his 5th appearance on the year. You mentioned he battled injuries, but great opportunity for him here.
He missed 2023 and 2024. But so far here in 2025, an ERA just over 2 through 4 games, 4 1/3 innings. 3 hits, only 1 earned run allowed with 1 walk and 2 strikeouts.
And it's got to be exciting being here at home, as last time home was against Georgia Southern. He only went 1/3 of an inning, so to be back here at home, looking for a successful outing.
No, I talked to Kevin Schall about him yesterday, and he said, truthfully, going into this season, we weren't sure what we were going to get from Joyce. He hadn't pitched in 2 years in games, but he's responded to the injuries and the rehab extremely well, and he's earned the innings that he's gotten this year. Joyce becoming a bigger and bigger piece of what's been an exceptional Coastal bullpen. He'll face the bottom 3, Luft, Schwerab, and Evans. As Coastal leads at 7-0 on Friday night. Jacob Morrison, another stellar outing. 7 innings, 8 strikeouts, no runs allowed. Luft is 0 for 2, a strikeout, and a line out to right field. First pitch is inside by Joyce. He's got the unique sidearm delivery. One and a. It's tapped foul by Luft. First time that Joyce came in. First time pitching in 2 years was March 15th, right here at home against Georgia Southern, where he closed out the ball game. Riley Eichhoff went 6 2/3. Joyce came in and got the final out in what was a Mercy Rule win for Coastal. Taking the other way into the corner in right field. There's a base hit by Luft. It's going to be extra bases. Tracked down by Pato. And Riley Luft has just the 4th base hit for App State tonight. He leads off the top of the 8th with a double.
Yeah, good piece of hitting right there. And Luft has a knack for these Sun Belt games. Coming in today, 340 average in the Sun Belt, which jumps from his season average of 283. And when you got a guy like him who can really turn it up in these important games, that's really big.
App State trying to break this shutout so far tonight. Schwerab 1 for 2, a strikeout and a single. And that one's lined right to Barthol, who makes the catch for the first out. His second catch on a hard hit line drive to second base. The first time was in the first inning. where they doubled App State up. It doesn't have to do too much here. A few steps to the left, makes the grab.
Yeah, real easy there. Doesn't have to move much. Barthol, one of the best fielders in this team. We talked about the tandem of him and Dooley in the middle infield.
Pinch hitter for App State, it's Dylan Moquin. He's in for Charlie Evans, who finishes 0 for 2, a ground out to third and a strikeout. The first offering is taken foul over to the Coastal dugout. We're talking about Joyce's first appearance in 2 years in that Georgia Southern game. Riley Eichhoff pushed for him to come in. He said, I think this is the situation. He talked to Matt Williams the inning before. Joyce came in, closed out the ball game in what was a really special moment, and something that Eichhoff said was his favorite moment of the year. Him and Joyce came in the same recruiting class together. Have really become close friends, and for Joyce to come in for the first time after battling so much and close a game out like that was a really special moment. Bouncer over to Thorndike. He gloves it. Joyce covers 2 away. So Joyce races from the mound to first base, gets there just in time and wins the foot race. Coastal gets the second out of the frame.
Little PFP there from Joyce.
And Coastal's made the switch to Barango over at first, so Thorndike is out. Barango at first base now. Something the Shots have done throughout this season is make that substitution at first. They like the glove that Barango has. So he comes in for the later innings, and here's Graham Smiley up for a second time. Up the middle, off the mound, over to Dooley. Dooley can't handle it, a run scores. Luft comes in from third base. That was a weirdly hit ball. Joyce almost got it. Knocks off the mound. Dooley there for the backup, just couldn't pick it up cleanly. We'll take a look at this weird hop it took off the mound. And Dooley stumbles and falls trying to chase after it.
Yeah, really weird there. I believe it might even got a piece of the glove maybe, but took a really weird hop. That's a tough play.
Calling that an E6 on Coastal. Zamora looking to keep the inning going, and now Bodine's going to come out and talk things over with Joyce. Shots have an arm warming up in the bullpen. Scott Doran, who's been a breakout freshman for the Shots this season. Getting up and loose if Joyce has some more trouble in the top of the 8th. Plenty of comfort, though. Coastal leading by 6. App State breaks the shutout. Smiley gets on with the fielding error. It goes down as an unearned run for Joyce. Zamora tonight has struck out twice and flown out to left field. Big hack. 0-1. Joyce has got him going 0-2. Looking for his first strikeout at home since 2022. Oh, 0-2 pitch outside. His last home strikeout came on April 24th of 2022. He struck out 2 against UT Arlington, a team that's no longer in the conference. 1-2 pitch inside.
He's worked a lot of low pitches in this zone. Interested to see here if he switches it up or does more of the same.
Two and two. Bouncer over to Dooley. The shortstop rifles it over to first base. Inning over. So App State scores one, but Matt Joyce comes out with his team leading by 6 to the bottom half of the inning. Coastal in front in the series opener. Time to pump it up at Springsbrook Stadium. Coastal leads 7-1, heading to the bottom of the 8th inning. On the way to their 10th consecutive Sun Belt win, their longest conference winning streak since 2017. And they've got a solid lead in the Sun Belt Conference, 2-game lead over Southern Miss, who stands at 15-6. Troy is the only team to beat Coastal in the weekend series this year. They're in third at 14-7, the 20th ranked team in the country. We do have a score that's already gone final. Texas State took down ULM 12-2 earlier today. They're at both teams at the bottom half of the Sun Belt Conference. But the Chanticleers controlling their own destiny right now. A lead in the Sun Belt, trying to take the regular season in the first year under new head coach Kevin Schnall and bolster that resume to try and host a regional here in Conway once again.
Yeah, and it's got to feel good as this Coastal Carolina team to know you're controlling your own destiny. All you got to do is keep doing what you're doing. About a month left in the season, and you should have the best record in the Sun Belt at the end of the month.
Here's the first offering on Ty Dooley, high and away. They did go back and change the scoring decision on the Graham Smiley, what's now an RBI single, originally called an error on Ty Dooley. So, make that 5 base hits for App State. And the run gets changed. Or check that, still an unearned run by Matt Joyce. As it stands right now on the stats. I don't think those have been updated yet. Dooley with a bouncer right side over to the shift this time. Zamora with a toss over to first, and I believe for the first time tonight, the shift works for App State. And Dooley is put out for the first out at the bottom of the 8th.
Yeah, finally pays off there. We've seen a lot of these left-handed hitters go the opposite way today. Dooley just pulls one there, and the shift pays off. I think, though, Sam, that's where the second baseman would have been anyway.
Yeah, not moving too much. This kid in Bodine, couple of singles, 2 for 4. First pitch by Everett Harris, his first bullpen appearance this year, way high. Coastal 3 defensive outs away from moving to 24-2 and being the first team to score in a ball game. And moving to 8-0 in Sun Belt Series openers. Bodine squares one up, goes the other way, deep left center field, moving back, it is off the wall. Third base hit of the ball game for Bodine. He slides in with a double. Big offensive game for Caden Bodine. And once again, the switch hitter goes the other way from the left side of the plate, takes it to left center field just a few feet away from a home run.
Yeah, that shows off the power that he has, able to drive that the other way and all the way back to a deep part of this field. Caden Bodine really able to hit anywhere, and he has a 3-hit day.
It's Walker Mitchell who's trying to get a 3-hit ball game. 2 for 4, an RBI single in the first and a single in the third. First one sails behind him. Bodine will move up to third. Oh, that one just slipped off the hand of Harris and went behind Mitchell. Oof. Coastal almost hit once again. Mitchell's the guy that's been hit the most, 18 times this year, which is third in the conference. A big hack by Mitchell.
Coastal has tied they're high in hits this year.
14, and only 2 of those have been extra. Infield in, 1-1. Mitchell hit for a 19th time this season. Well, Harris threw one behind him, and now he throws one that hits him square up. Right on the back of the arm, and that's why you wear that protective guard up there. 19 hit by pitches for Walker Mitchell this year. Runners on the corners for Dom Tazi, looking for his first hit tonight.
Yeah, Dom Tazi, the only player in the starting lineup today without a hit.
Coastal has been bruised up. I mentioned it earlier, but the last weekend against JMU, they were hit 19 times, 10 times in the Sunday game alone. Sweeper away. The top 3 team in the country as far as batters hit by a pitch. They've been hit twice tonight, and now 120 times this season. 2-0 on Tazi.
Going to a lefty would have been hit already, 2-4. Third strike, dude.
Gets a piece of it. Two strikeouts for Tazi tonight, a pop up to first base. He did get on base with a walk in the 3rd. And as far as frees go, which is walks and hit by pitches, Coastal has 5 of those with the 2 hit bys and the 3 base on balls. Everett Harris coming out of the bullpen for the first time this year. Thought he might be a weekend starter, but they're using him tonight. Tazi, little jam shot up the middle. That one's going to get through. It'll score Bodine from 3rd. Coastal leads by 7. First hit of the ball game for Tazi, and it brings home a run.
Yeah, good piece of hitting there. Right back up the middle, bringing another run home for this team, and they now have their most hits in a single game all season. This team is really firing on all cylinders.
Just an inside pitch that Tazi shortens up for and floats it up the middle. Coastal's going to send in Freddie Rodriguez as a pinch runner for Dom Tazi at first base. As the Shots try and potentially end this one early. That mercy rule winning run is at the plate in Sebastian Alexander. Home run here could end it. 8-1, Shots lead. Alexander is 1 for 4 tonight with a single. First offering. And Alexander takes up and in.
There is some movement in the Appalachian State bullpen, but looks like they're going to let him ride here for now.
Alexander rifles that to left field. That'll be a base hit. They'll hold up Mitchell at 3rd. Coastal has him loaded. Their 16th hit of the ball game and 14th single comes from Sebastian Alexander, his 2nd single tonight. Loaded up for Barthol, who's 2 for 3, 2 singles, a walk, and a strikeout. Coastal already has 1 grand slam in this game from Blagan Pato in the 3rd.
And this hitting performance today out of the Chanticleers has to be a hitting coach's dream.
Every batter up and down the starting order has at least 1 base hit. Taken outside for a ball. App State does have a pitcher warming in their bullpen if this one cannot be done by Harris. 1-0. And Barthol flies it left side, out of play.
Come on, 7.
Mitchell on third. He was hit by a pitch. Tazi on second. That was replaced by Freddie Rodriguez, so he's there. And it's Alexander on first base. Back-to-back singles by Tazi and Alexander. Fly ball by Barthol. Moving over to make the catch is Figueroa, who's now in center field. It brings home another run as Mitchell scores from third. 9-1 shots.
Yeah, good piece of hitting there again by Barthol. Not doing too much, just putting the ball in play and bringing in another run.
So Barthol gets the job done on a sac fly to center field. 8-run lead for Coastal. It'll be runners on first and second, 2 outs for Blake and Pato. There were some defensive switches for App State. Luft in left field, Figueroa in center. Mo Quinn is in right field. Infield has stayed the same. New pitcher for App State. Coastal looking to possibly end it early when we come back. 2 outs, runners on first and second. And it's Pato at the dish when we come back. 9-1 shots. Luke Cole is pitching for just the 4th time this season. First time since March 25th. It's been over a month since he's pitched in the game. In that time, he's pitched only in a third of an inning. In 3 games, has gotten just 1 out, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. He's given up a double and a home run in 2 of those 4 hits. The sophomore, who pitched only 1 game in 2024. So getting some experience against a ranked Coastal Carolina lineup here tonight. The shots lead at 9-1. They've got runners on first and second for Blake and Pato, who came through with the grand slam to make it 6-0 in the third, his 4th home run of the season. And now he'll come up once again and a chance to possibly end this game. That mercy rule winning run to make it 11-1 is Sebastian Alexander on first base. Well, we'll see what Pato can do as Coastal marches on to what is going to be, most likely, their 10th straight Sun Belt win.
Yeah, Sam, and I'm interested to see what Appalachian State does pitching-wise the rest of this series. We saw them bring in a starter, and now they bring in an inexperienced guy with this game pretty much out of their grasp. So they're looking for tomorrow, but I'm interested to see what they do starting the game.
Yeah, well, Liam Best is scheduled to start Saturday against Cam Fluke. And they've got TBA for Sunday. So what I thought it was going to be was Cross, Best, and Harris, who started 11 games. He comes out of the bullpen and gives up 3 earned runs and is responsible for the 2 runners on right now as Cole continues to warm up. And it will be Liam Best coming in to start tomorrow's ball game. It'll be his 4th start of the season. Pato steps in. A couple of strikeouts, that grand slam and a walk. Here comes the first pitch by Cole. That one gets behind Smiley. Runners moving up to second and third. A wild pitch on the first offering by Cole.
Yeah, and a dangerous throw down to third. That could have been easily a run for Coastal if they didn't make that grab.
Let's go, Pato. Send us home here, baby. Let's go. Base hit will do it.
I want my Bojangles.
Fouled away. If we get there, the top of the 9th for App State will be 3, 4, and 5. Miller, Correa, and Lichtenberger. Facing, I suspect, will be Scott Doran. I don't know if Matt Joyce is going to come out for a second inning or not. That one's low.
Good gosh, dude. Do you want to have a 54 ERA?
It's been a tough night pitching for App State. Cross started, went 3 innings, gave up 6 runs, 5 earned, and then Berezino was the lone bright spot. 3 shutout frames with 5 strikeouts. Two on. Another low pitch. Ty Barango is on deck for his first at-bat tonight. Pato in the driver's seat here, up 3-1. Low once again, and Pato has walked for a second time. Coastal loads the bases back up for Ty Barango.
Yeah, not much to hit there. A lot of the pitches just really spiked in the dirt there. And Sam, that run doesn't necessarily matter. It's really the runners on second and third that could threaten this game.
The Suns have already played in 2 runs in this bottom half of the 8th inning. First at bat for Barango came in for Thorndike as a defensive sub. Here's the first pitch by Cole. Another low pitch. It's 1-0 on Barango. Alexander is on second in a run that could potentially end this game. Rodriguez on third. Pato on first base. Barango comes into this at bat, batting 167. Slides in for a called strike. A new season high for Coastal with 16 base hits. Previous high was 14. They did that 3 times. That bends in for a called strike too. And now Cole is 1 strike away from getting out of this inning. Here he comes, 1-2. And Barango just gets a piece. That hit the ground before Smiley caught it. A reminder, we're back with you tomorrow, 2 o'clock Eastern Time, Saturday afternoon baseball for Game 2 of the series. 1-2. And Barango flares it to right field. 1 run already home. Here comes Alexander, and you can cover this one in teal. A 2-run single by Ty Barango to end this one early. It's a mercy rule W for the Shants, 11-1 in the series opener. "17 base hits, 15 of those were singles. And Jamison Coastal rode the backs of Jacob Morrison and Matt Joyce, who give up just 1 run and 5 hits. The lineup explodes. Ty Barango with the hit to end it. Blake and Pato right there with the grand slam in the 3rd. And all around, an outstanding performance to start off this series, and Coastal wins their 10th consecutive Sun Belt game.
You cannot ask for much more from this squad. The pitching was great. The hitting was great. 17 hits, Sam. A ton of them coming from the single. Matt Joyce comes in. Great story for him, battling injury. He has a successful day, and it was all teal today here in Springs Brook Stadium.
It was Coastal's 5th Mercy Rule win in Sun Belt play. We go down to Haley Nitchie.
Blake, and 57% of your hits this season have been home runs. Talk about how you're seeing the ball.
I mean, I'm seeing it all right. When I get my pitch, I get it. So that's kind of what happened tonight. I got that fastball I was looking for finally.
Great.
Hit it out.
That's colder than I thought.
You had a grand slam in tonight's game. What was it like to be able to show up for your team like that?
No, it's nice to be a guy coming off the bench most of the season, able to get some runs on the board for our team, get us that big inning, and ultimately a win here.
Congrats again, Blagan.
Blagan Pato with the big swing. Grand slam to make it a 6-0 game in the third inning. Coastal did not score until the 7th, where they got one and then 4 more in the bottom half. And the head coach, Kevin Schnall, with his 35th win, is down with Haley.
Coach, congrats on the win. What'd you see out of your guys tonight?
Well, 6 of our first 9 guys got hits, which was big, but we only scored 2 runs. You know, they're in the bottom of the first. We don't make a play in center, and then we get a big double play, the line drive to Blake, made a great play there, and then obviously Pato getting the big 0-2 grand slam to get us that big inning there in the third.
Yeah, Morrison was able to do what he does best tonight. What does he do for your team's confidence taking care of things on defense?
Well, he's just really competitive. He's got really good stuff, and you know, when he doesn't give up runs, it's tough to get beat.
Congrats, Coach.
Jacob Morrison moves to 8-0 with his strong 7-inning outing with 8 strikeouts. 11-1, Coastal wins it. And you know, J-Mo, on paper, looking at this matchup, thought it was going to be a pitcher's duel. You had Coastal's best up against App State's best, and Coastal's lineup just explodes for 11 runs.
Yeah, Sam, that's why you play the game. You never know what's going to happen. Game 1 here of this 3-game set in the Sun Belt Series. Coastal 17 hits, 11 runs. They look to carry that momentum and get that second win tomorrow.
Coastal wins their 35th game. They're 35-11, 18-4 in Sun Belt play, 10 consecutive conference victories, and they win their 8th Sun Belt Series opener here tonight. App State drops down to 21-24 and 511-11 in Sun Belt play. We're back tomorrow, Saturday afternoon baseball at 2 Eastern time for Coastal and App State Game 2. For Jamison Grugan, Haley Nitchie, I'm Sam Wiederhalf signing off. We'll be back tomorrow afternoon. The Shots win it early, 11-1 on Friday.